Hello, Curbs.
Hello.
So I assume you actually still have a computer.
Sorry, what?
So do you actually still have a computer?
It's my dad's old computer that I used to look at eBay. It is slow as fuck, but at least it works.
True.
Hey,
Well,
Hello.
how's it going, guys?
it's going. Take
Oh,
it as you will. Ooh.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a long day for me.
Mondays, man. Fucking either the best or worst experience of the week.
It's been a especially shit Monday, more than usual. Towards the end of my shift anyway, so I am happy to be home. You
Right.
guys doing alright?
When you guys get in, or if you're already there, roll me some d20s. And we will see who gets the fun of recapping. It's the bot.
Also, Lily.
Hmm.
How's your internet today, mate?
Fucking soon find out. Slightly
Okay.
concerning if it ever stops working properly like that. Considering I pay for premium experiences.
I was going to say, any reason I'm asking is because the other night.
Yeah.
Because it was funny, yet at the same time felt so bad for you. Like, what the fuck was that?
It was a thing I was
just
testing.
Yeah, I saw it for a split second and disappeared in the minute.
We had
yeah, that's right.
mercy.
Yes!
Entertain us with your depiction of what happened last time. So long ago.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
Piccolo trained Gohan.
Oh, did you see the new movie?
No.
It's good. It's really good.
I want to
see
say
it at some point.
I'm surprised there's another one, but I mean also it's Dragon Ball, so.
Nah, dude. It's good. It's really good. I was surprised how good it was.
I've heard so many good things.
Anyway, what did we do last time?
I was going to say a lot of the evidence should be on the screen.
Anyway, we started blasting.
I started blasting.
We killed a bunch. We killed one big bad. We tried to take his gem, but someone else stole it. And then other big bads just went out. Didn't do anything. Was just like, fuck you guys, we're leaving. Kind of insulting, but sure. And now, I mean, it was mostly just fighting, and that's it. And then, what's his face came in and was like, "You guys need to leave right now." And Halfhill was about to release the
Kraken?
things. Yeah. Things.
Yeah.
I did break the sphere. I wasn't about to break it.
He was about to. He did. And this was literally as the big bad looked at us and was like, I'm happy to leave and not fight you if you are happy to leave and not fight, basically. He was like, I have bigger worms to throw. Which
Oh,
was...
and we also need to figure out what to do with the loot.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
So yeah. Gold, I think we should, split equally.
Of course, I will probably take the hood though, because you don't have the proficiencies there. Use it.
Yes, I don't have any proficiencies for armor. Yes.
No, you
That's
do
a
not.
nice little fact.
Which you wanted it, but I kind of had my eye on it as well.
I mean, you could always ask Alfie if he wants it, because he could probably wear it, so I'm saying.
Want what? I wasn't here for. I had to leave when you guys.
No,
started.
totally
so,
fine. I'm just saying,
there's,
for that exact same context.
Okay, fair enough.
There's a thing, party loot, and there might be an armor that could be interesting for you.
The cow.
Armored cowl.
The cow.
Yes.
Again, for context, because it was brought up last time, it's not just a cowl. It is a full, suit, so to speak.
Okay.
But it's
It's
called...
not metal, and
No.
nothing about it's metal, is it?
No, it is just essentially leathers.
Did you say it's not just the cowl? It's full
It is a full outfit. It's just called the Armored Cowl of the Seeker.
Oh, fair enough. I'm no longer interested.
No. You just wanted a cool hood.
If you want it, if you don't want it, I will definitely take that. That'll bump my AC up with the shield up to 18.
Yeah, mainly for me it was because it was like, oh, it's head armor. Okay, I'll take it. And then as soon as Lee was like, yeah, it's full body just now, I was like,
All of you can edit that to your liking. So when someone's decided who's getting what, designate amongst you who is giving out what loot. Make sure it's verbally agreed, and then erase and make sure that person puts it in their inventory. I will not be held responsible.
Okay.
That armor's not attuned. Is it? Do I have to attune to it, or is it?
No, it's just a straight up. You put it on.
Okay. I will take that. Yeah, I won't take. You guys can split the money. I don't, because I'm taking basically a magic item. So, and I have no interest in anything.
That's okay. Sure, I can take the components and the skull and one quarter staff. If you guys don't mind.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because other than me, only Jeff would use the components and the skull, so...
Well, I mean, I don't really need components either, because I have the druidic focus, which takes place of components.
I mean, me as well, but, could be interesting. I don't know.
I will note.
I'm taking the cowl off of the thing.
Nice.
I'm deleting it now.
Okay. I'm gonna take the things as well.
How much does that weigh, Lee?
It will be a total of... Hold on. 5.
5? Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to bother putting any real life measurements to it. It'll just be 5 of whatever the game associates.
Yeah.
That's 1. One of the changes and
I think the only thing that technically you missed, Jeff, was as you broke the barrier, the Sphinx slowly stood up to a very small fragment of his previous glory and just kind of looked over everybody. But other than that, everything else is basically as you remember it.
I think the only thing that was done after you left was pretty much I brought up saying, well, what does the corpse have? Well, corpses. And that's when Lee explained and
Group loot.
did said math and then group loot, and then yeah, that was pretty much it after you left. I think we didn't... Well, we pretty much all left shortly after.
Yes.
Okay.
Has everybody taken from the group loot?
so gold. How do we like 4 ways. I guess all of you need gold, so Lee,
Mhm.
quick question.
Yes.
Can we get 12 GP instead of 11 because it divides better this way?
I'm just giving myself a count here. 40 of the copper makes 4 silver, and then that equates to 1 gold. So if you reduce the silver to nothing and reduce the copper to 20, you've got 12 gold.
Weird. Okay. So that's 3 gold pieces each. 5 copper each. Right? No.
Yes.
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 5 each, and silver.
Silver would be at
Silver
zero.
1.5.
Silver would be at 0.
Yeah, silver
zero,
will be
okay.
nothing because
Great.
taking away the silver will make up for the gold.
Yeah.
Ah, I missed the part. So 5, 8, and 5. Great. Did you guys add the gold?
Not yet. You say how much gold is it each?
3 gold, 5 copper.
Okay, gotcha. Mm-hmm.
We still
And
have
just
a
for the
bunch
sake of, well, just for the sake of lightening things, I'll just take the great sword.
Okay.
Is there anything we could sell if no one wants anything?
Yeah, we can sell like the blowguns and the quarterstaffs and the poison darts, unless you want to use the poison darts.
To be fair, anything
taking
you want to
the great
sell,
sword, just
you have no
yeah.
means of dealing with right now anyway, so don't worry about it.
No, that's for future. That's for future stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But do you want, I mean, as a monk, do you want the blowgun and the poison darts? Or is it something we can sell?
Probably sell.
Great. Then it doesn't matter who takes it. I'll just take it, I guess. So I'll quarter stack to 3 total, and blowgun.
I've taken off the great sword off the buy loot.
3 and 10. Blowgun, poison, darts. Great. So now you can delete it. Everything.
Well, except for the blowgun stuff.
No, I took it.
Oh, you took them? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, I deleted everything anyway.
okay then. Party loot handout will stay there for obviously future instances. With everything spread out amongst you, the bugbear that is with you is, of course, still kind of pointing toward the door. As the other guy, the orc, wandered out, he was kind of watching him as he left for a little bit, but as soon as he left, the Sphinx started to stand, looks down over at each of you. You see its wings still slightly lax, but it kind of shows a degree, a small air of its previous prominence. As it looks over each of you, there is something of a very well hidden by the beard smile that looms over its face as it takes its first small step forward. What are you guys doing?
Oh, being injured, I was somewhat injured. I'm just gonna somewhat pick myself up and try and, well, somewhat walk off the injuries. Because considering I took quite the fucking battering.
Yeah, just a smidge.
And I'll just walk over, walk up. I'll walk past the bugbear and sort of like pat it on the shoulder as I walk past, and then walk up to this fellow here.
Yeah, I'm
And
not
I'll
even
just-
looking at you right now. Like, I don't even know you walked up to me.
I'll simply walk up behind you, just loom behind you and just slightly see if you turn around.
Yeah, I will. And kind of raise an eyebrow. Yes.
You up there, mate? Cheers for the hand back there. Don't exactly know who you are, but considering you somewhat helped me out back there, I owe you somewhat of a name, Carrick. Good to meet you. And I'll just raise out a hand while having my left hand behind my head, sort of like scratching my head, as in sort of like rubbing the injuries and the slight bump I reckon I do have as I fell to the floor.
I kind of look down at the hand. I scratch my very patchy beard. Yes, nice to meet you. I'm healthier. I do like the very awkward kind of bow of my head.
So are you not shaking my hand?
No, you can see, I like, the way that I'm looking at it, you can see he's very socially awkward looking at this thing.
I'll just look at you as you do that and just be like, I don't have any spikes or anything on my hands, mate. You're fine to shake it. Or if you don't know how to shake hands, just simply put your hand out like mine and I'll sort of like demonstrate. Grab mine and you just shake once or twice, or once or twice. Any more will make it slightly awkward, mate.
Just a second, let me close this window real.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry, these guys are supposed to mow in the morning. They decided to mow now.
It is what it is.
What can you remind me what the last thing you said was?
I said, you simply put out your hand. Carrick starts to demonstrate how to do a handshake. Put your hand out like so. Grab my hand. Shake it once or twice. Any more will be slightly awkward, mate. So make it just once or twice. And I'll leave my hand hanging to see if you grab my hand for a handshake.
Yeah, he turns around and looks back at the Sphinx.
The Sphinx kind of looks down.
And I sort of like stand there just with my hand hanging like, okay. And I just clasp my hand back up and just put it to my side like, I suppose I can work on that. And I'll just sort of like walk over just to see about everyone else when I look to the Sphinx.
You see,
Onyx was just watching the whole time with his mouth hanging open as Carrick just introduced himself to this stranger, completely disregarding the Sphinx in front of him while he was demonstrating how to shake hands.
You do notice the Sphinx is kind of looking down, just was watching them the entire time, wasn't making any excess movement as to attract attention to itself, and it was just kind of got this little grin you can just about make out between the beard. What do we all do?
I sort of look to the Sphinx and say, were you the very voice that was talking inside our heads? Well, I'm going to guess that you're talking inside of everyone's heads.
Makes a very small head nod and tilts the head a little bit while looking at you and speaks out loud in common. One and the same, though I must admit it's been a while since I've spoken in person, so this might be slightly unbearable, so I'm going to continue with that if that's okay.
Can't quite say I've experienced anything like it, but as long as it doesn't give me any form of hemorrhaging of the head or, well, give me any more of a headache than I already have, I'm absolutely fine.
Susie lends his paw forward a little bit, and as it gently touches the ground, you see this small arcane rune that pops underneath his paw, and each of you hear in your heads now, as if echoed across the chamber, but specifically to you each. I think this will ease any possibility of such an occurrence. Now that I am freed, though not at full strength, I do have the capacity to remedy such simple ails. But if I might put some urgency to the moment, we have company in the mountain, and they seem to be converging towards something. Not here exactly, but I feel they will be here any moment from... And then you see he turns a little to the left, points his paw over toward that side.
There we got more people coming, eh?
From what I can feel, they seem dragonoid, or akin. Yes.
Did you say small?
What was that, Jeff? Sorry?
I was just. So, are you saying that we should leave?
Well, that's entirely up to you, to be honest. You helped me escape from my binds. I'm more than willing to perform acts to help you out of yours. Though I'm...
I'd like to remind the group that it could be the kobolds that I ran into on the first session.
That would sort of fit what I feel, yes. They feel rather numerous. You guys hear the sound of heavy footfalls coming from the left side, but
Heavy footfalls?
Yeah, but from a single source.
I know another way out. Other than that way. The way I came in. We could go out that way.
Well,
Not really in the state to be facing down lots of kobolds at the moment.
indeed. I know now that you, of course, you possess the blue gem, and the other man who'd walked away has currently the red one. Unlike him, I'm more than willing to give unto you some of my powers. You may properly use the gem, at least until it runs out. But should you return, I'll happily power it again. If you would pass.
Not coming with us? Are you staying here?
I'm sort of a little too big to fit through the caverns now, but I can guide you telepathically now that I'm free. And if you maintain hold of the gem, I should be able to pass through you small magical influences. Which, speaking of, he, while his paw is on the ground, presses a little lighter and slowly raises it up, and you see this white energy, this kind of radiance glow for a moment off of his paw, and from the gem, wherever you've got it, it starts to glow and emits this field of radiance outward. And you each will enjoy yourselves this +5. Each of you can restore 13 HP.
No, I'm fine.
Fucking sorcerers.
You said the gem recharges that many?
No, that's the health you guys are going to get.
Oh, that's just the health. Okay.
He can still
That
power
eight
that
hit
as well
points
if you wanted.
everything.
At least that's almost half my HP back.
How many health points do we all get back? Or is it
13.
just health?
13.
13, fantastic.
It's the
Great.
exact amount
That
for you.
brings me exactly to full health.
So as the radiance
Oh, that must be nice.
bursts out, and your wounds start stitching themselves, almost like time itself is rewinding on your wounds. And for some of you, it's this weird feeling, almost like your body's going through nostalgia, and you kind of can't explain it, but you can kind of feel that part of your body, specifically how it was a couple of minutes ago. And as that finishes, what else?
Eric sort of shivers as that happens and knocks himself back into sense and just looks to the Sphinx and says, Halfie has a point. You're not getting out, but what are you to do if cobots have a method of sealing you again? Then you're back at square one, mate.
Gently pats his foot on the ground. Well, this time they don't exactly have the means. The orcs and the kobolds are rather against each other. They're at each other's throats. So either the orc helps me out, or I beat him up, and then I beat up the kobolds. As long as they don't have one of my gems, they have no opportunity to seal me again. And they need at least an hour, me to be unconscious, and about 10 shamans here subduing me the entire time, like they did last time. I think I'm pretty good now. You guys hear the stomping
Sure.
of metal as you hear from the steps to your left the orc from earlier come running along. You see blood splatter along his armour. He himself seems fine, but his weapon's currently loft over his shoulder. And as he stops a couple of feet away from you all, he just motions behind you, as in, go that way. As he starts to make his way that way.
Isn't he a bad guy? Should we follow him? You new guy, you said you had a way out. Is it that way or a different way?
It is that way.
Fine.
So,
Sort of look behind myself at you, and I just be like, I'm feeling somewhat peppy again. Worst case scenario, maybe fight our way through, but, well, not as crazy as we did last time.
You might be, but I am rather tired. My casting ability is limited.
If worse comes to it, could you turn into a giant and just charge out, clearing the way for us?
To be honest, I'm still somewhat limit testing that. As far as I know, it's a one-time deal until, well, I rest up.
And it sounds like the best way out is with this stranger's help.
Mm-hmm.
as you're saying that, you
Sometimes it's strangers that tend to help you the most when you need it.
you hear from
I'm
down
gonna start
below.
walking that way.
Hear from down below. If you're coming, you should move now.
Fine. Fine, I'm going. This better not be a trap.
I sort of look to him and be like, come on, mate, let's get moving.
Kind of looks at you a bit confused, but takes the motion, noting everyone else is going. As you guys are leaving, you all hear one last time from the Sphinx. From mentally. I will do my best to keep in contact, and again, if you need to borrow some magic, just let me know. I'm rather mostly spent, but I've got some tricks left.
Sort of.
Yeah, twisted him around. I friggin' wasn't sure what happened. So, as you all begin to waddle your way,
Teleported.
fit yourselves in a nice little, neat little bundle, and I'll.
Okay. Here I am.
Okay.
There we go. Take
Wait, this orc that's traveling with us, is this the one that has the second gem?
Yep.
Yes.
Does he look wounded, by the way?
Nope.
Okay, never mind.
He's just got bloodied armor.
It's someone else's blood. Gotcha.
Yep.
Relax, it's not mine.
So, as you guys start wandering through, you notice originally when you came through here, there was this little area where two goblins were sat around with some bodies and what you assume to be like a small graveyard of some kind. Now you see that a part of the wall at the back has been dug through or revealed, and the area you came running through originally, just directly ahead of you, has been caved in. There seems to be enough room to be able to like climb through, but it would be very uncomfortable. So it's up to you.
Oh, I'm climbing through it. I don't. Uncomfortable? Kidding me?
That's a normal state of being. Okay. Let me just check my own shit right quick. So feel free to talk amongst yourselves as you guys are wandering through, because I'm just going to be a little busy.
I figured I wouldn't be able to talk. I'm just kind of squeezing through a hole at the moment.
So, how are you guys anyway?
Exactly. Yeah.
Just had to make sure my thing was correct. Right, so
Wild shapes are all spin, so I can't like turn into anything small.
So as you all one by one start to squeeze through, the orc kind of looks up at it, noticing the small space and his big armor, and he just kind of goes, "I'm going to go the other way. That's not going to work for me. Good luck." And then he wanders off to the now opened out area. You see as the bugbear looks toward him as he's walking away. He watches him as you guys are trying to climb through, just kind of making sure that he's disappearing. And then he joins you guys, squeezing through. You notice, because of his wide frame, he has a foul difficulty climbing through this small space. But eventually he does squeeze through, he gets kind of stuck at the hips for a second, but eventually just kind of like pushes enough boulders and rocks out of the way that he kind of just falls through on his own. As you all begin to walk along the path, about a minute or so with a lot of winding corridors goes by. You see a lot of small areas that could have once been used as like some version of a bedroom of some kind. You notice these small mushrooms that have been growing that have these very faint whiffs of like death.
Yeah. Do I recognize what those mushrooms are?
Make a very easy nature check.
Very easy, but it's an intelligence check. So.
Very easy. They have been nurtured typically in the Underdark, but they can grow to an extent with a lot of time and effort in caves that are enriched somehow by either elemental or natural magics, such as druids. So you're assuming that at some point a druid has come through here, or because something of great elemental essence has nurtured this place across its time. The Sphinx could have been one of them. It could have been something else entirely. But they can be used as like very harmful scented like poisons. But scent is really the only way, unless someone consumed it.
Okay. I would like to collect some of those.
Okay.
How many would I be able to collect?
Are you taking time, or are you just grabbing them as you go?
I'm just quickly grabbing as many as possible as I'm kind of walking by.
Okay. Roll a d6. You'll get a minimum of 3. Of course.
I
So
got
you'll get
3.
3. So some of the rooms are like 5-foot depths in the wall. Others seem to like have this weird like splinter out. Some are 10-foot. Others this weird 7.5 that kind of has this drop. You quickly just kind of grab the ones closest to what would be considered doorways, and continue walking through. As you guys continue walking through, you notice the bugbear that's with you is kind of just looking around the rooms, seemingly looking for something specific. And as you're wandering through, he eventually stops at one of the doors. Even if you guys continue walking, he steps inside. There's this one, what looks to be like rag on the floor, that's kind of dirt smeared, but he picks it up, kind of like shakes it, dusts it off a little bit, kind of rolls it up and puts it in a little bag he's got on his side. It just pokes out quite a lot, but he kind of pushes it in there as far as he can go, and then he continues with you all. And eventually, as you continue making your way, there is a small stream that comes through one side of the cave, this open mouth, streaming through to another open mouth that leads downward. When you came through here, Halfir, you took a small look down the drop, and it's at least 60-foot drop. It leads to some well of water somewhere. And as assuming you continue along the path, eventually you hear more fresh running water coming down from your current location. You get into this open area of about 10 by 10. And there's to your left and right another 2 sets of flowing water that streams down beneath you. And if you guys wanted to, you could easily ride the waters and go to the next area, or you could trudge along slowly to try not be taken by the current. It doesn't look like it's a heavy current, and the water itself is like barely up to most of your ankles, but if you wanted to, you could let it. The water looks strong enough for, well, maybe not Carrick per se, but the rest of you could be drawn by it enough.
I'll probably keep walking, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep walking.
I don't-
Unless there's something that looks like it can be used to
Sled.
to sit on whilst having the current take us.
Sled. Nice. I mean, you've got a shield.
Not big enough for everyone to sit on.
Big enough for your ass.
Yeah, it's not a tower shield now, is it? I was thinking of like a log or something to get everyone on to sit on.
Well then.
I mean, the problem is getting everyone on something. The water
exactly.
is only
Yeah.
ankle deep, so we would just hit the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't be, yeah. Okay, so as you continue
Yeah, so
walking,
walking would be the optimum choice.
the water goes down to a much deeper stream of about 10 foot. After about a minute or so, following it along, you can still trudge through the water, no problem. You feel yourselves being pushed forward as you're going along by the waters, as you're starting to like, you've got these small little paths that you can take that are a bit rough, and you are kind of like hanging against the wall, and the water's streaming down in between you, in between the 2 spaces. But either or, after another 5 minutes or so, you hear the sounds of a gentle fire. The water itself is still streaming along, but the drop has receded a little bit, and now it's just moving along gently. In the water you see a couple of small little fish, a couple of little tadpoles. You see what look to be these little seashells almost, that are growing on the floor of the water. You see up ahead this about 7-8 foot tall gate, which, again, for you healthy, you would have easily come through this way before. You know that beyond that gate is a trying to remind myself of what he is here, hold on. Hobgoblin. He stands about 30 or so feet away from the gate, and the gate has a slight creak to it. So it will make a noise if you're not careful, but if you're really slow with it, you'll walk through and no problem. Last time you were here, it was just him and a single goblin on a bridge over the opposite side that was asleep the last time you were here. At the minute, you guys can't really hear anything else. A gentle fire and kind of little bits of creatures flittering about in the water. More specifically,
There we go. There we go.
let me know if there's any bugginess with the map, by the way, because it can be...
I don't see anything.
Up top, up, left corner.
Yeah, I'm zoomed out like all the way.
Hold on.
Don't see shit.
Token might not have light.
I
No,
see a
he's-
good
he's
amount,
got
but
some vision.
I see a good amount, but the map is a bit, well, blurred. Ah, here it is. It's saying now.
You just have to give it a second. It's got to finish rendering.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
fine.
loaded.
It's finished for me.
How about now, Mosey?
No. Let me try to refresh it. Hold on.
His token doesn't have any dynamic lighting weirdness going on, does it?
It could do. He does have some degree of vision.
What race
about-
is he, by the way? Like, do I visibly notice what race
What?
he is?
It looks to be a human. Maybe, trying to find the name of it here.
I don't
Halfling.
know why you gave me dark vision. I'm a human.
To say your token made me think like halfling or gnome or something.
Nah, human.
Still nothing?
Oh, okay. No, now I see it. Needed to refresh the page. So yeah, now I can see everything. Oh, I
nice.
see 2 dead people.
Yes. On a cart just over yonder. Again, you guys are currently behind the gate, just as a note. It's a bit awkward to spread you around the wall, but there is what look to be 2 just common folk, both wearing their bare basic, like, cloth and leathers. They seem to have been flayed and just
Oh, shoot.
cut into and, generally speaking, butchered.
Hmm.
What would you
Okay.
all like to do? You do have a gate in front
I'm
of
gonna
you.
turn to the bugbear.
Mhm.
At this point too, I would no longer have this. My wild shape halo spore stuff is not halo spores. Entity is over. Okay.
Nope. Hold on, that was me. There we go.
Oh, good. I will turn to the bugbear
Mhm.
and point at the hobgoblin and goblin. Are they with you?
Kind of raises an eyebrow looking at you, and then he looks over toward Carrick.
I look over and just be like, I try to whisper as quietly as I can to Halfie and just be like, he does not do. But let me try something. Carrick will just scratch his chin a little, look to the bugbear, point to the bugbear, and then point to the goblin and the hobgoblin, and then point back to him and be like, gesturing like, are you together? And sort of like doing gesturing signs of like bringing my hands together.
He looks at them, looks at your general gestures, and then looks back to Halfir. And you see he kind of rubs the back of his head, and he slowly nods, but he has that face of like, as if he were saying something, he'd be like, yeah, I am.
You ask me, it seems like, well, they're probably his bosses, maybe, or, well, higher up along the chain of command, if you will.
Ask him if they would let us pass, or. And I look over toward the flayed individuals. That's
I'll
what
try. Yeah, carry on, sorry.
No, yeah, you basically, he just stops as soon as you, yeah, that's fine.
Are we going
I
through
look
all
to the
that?
I look to the bugbear and I just be like, point at both of them, point at us, and point towards the exit, and sort of like scratch my head and look at him confused, be like, are they gonna let us through? Or do, and then I'll punch my fist in my hand. It'll be like, or do we need to?
The second you punch your fist into your hand, he just kind of points at it. And then he points toward the flayed bodies. And then he points toward the hobgoblin.
Okay,
Right, it is, I guess.
I got one idea.
He holds up his morning star and just motions his head toward the hobgoblin and points at himself.
So he's going to take care of him first, and then we'll join him. Okay. I want to try to like charade him and ask how many people are there. Like, I'm going to point like at the hobgoblin and the other one, the other goblin, and I'm like, you know, move my hand like that's it.
He,
Or I'm going,
he
and I'm going to then like 3, 4, 5 with my fingers. Like how much?
He just shrugs. And then he holds up the morning star, kind of looks at it, and you see that he's kind of like doing some counting of his own, using each of the points of the morning star as a point of counting. And then you see him kind of look up for a second, and then he just shrugs again.
Carrick at this point will sort of like look to himself, look up to the guys, and be like, I might have an idea. It might be reckless. It might be probably my best plan yet.
What's this?
I could always be a distraction while you guys somewhat try and sneak over to the bugbear to take him out, and then we just rush the goblin, maybe?
Are they looking in our direction?
No. At the minute, the hobgoblin seems to be sat down on a desk, looking over this series of notes that he's got in his hands. He just kind of puts them down every now and again, looks over another set. He seems to have some small area map in front of him, and seems to be going over some kind of general descriptions of it, maybe. Some notes about the terrain. It's hard to tell exactly from here. A lot of his body is obscuring vision of the table.
Yeah,
If
I'll
one
look
of us-
back at Carrick then. A distraction is probably not needed. We don't want any unnecessary noise. They're not even looking at us.
Okay then. I reckon a couple of you take left, a couple of us take right.
The bugbear looks over each of you as you're kind of making general motions, and he kind of steps in front of you to get your attention, and in his own form of charades. Let me just check, I think. Hold on. Boop. And of course it came out well. He's going to place his morning star down on the ground gently and point at himself, and then point outside toward the middle of, well, pretty much them. So like, he's going to point himself like there, and then he's going to motion at each of you and make a general get out motion. You can infer with that what you will. He had a very bad check.
Carrick's just going to assume he means that he's going to take both of their attention while we sneak out.
Safe assumption.
So, I'm still down for the divide and conquer plan, but you guys can feel free to make another one because I need to collect my food, so bring it back.
Could one of us potentially do, like, stealth up to this guy and do a grapple or something?
Yeah, entirely plausible. You got a lot of choices right now. Pick whichever one you like. What about you, Mizzy?
Just. Well, I'm not going to sneak up on anyone, probably. I'm just gonna wait and see what happens, and then. The mall right next to my window, and it's super loud. Okay. I'm just gonna wait and see what the other are doing, and just follow their lead, I guess.
Okay. Then I suppose when Connor gets back, I'll ask him too. But Jeff, obviously, you will have to do it text form. But what do you want to do, preferably, out of the many options you have available? Yeah. Okay, so general consensus at the minute until Connor gets back is you lot sneaking. Kirby, are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
I will note, you will get cover from this and this, of course. It won't be much if a bunch of you are hurtling up behind it, especially this one, but you will get cover.
Are there loose pebbles about, like small rocks?
Yeah.
I'll probably grab a small handful. Because while we're sneaking around, we could potentially throw rocks. Like, if it looks like we make noise, we could probably throw something the other way to maybe draw attention away from us.
Okay. Well, preemptively then, can we have stealth checks?
Oh, nice. I'm gonna make some popcorn and be right back.
Okay. Okay, so we got hot stealth. And at the minute, luckily, worst case, the bugbear can just go, "Hi, I'm here. What's happening, huh?"
Are we waiting for Mosey and Connor then?
Waiting for well, yeah, Mosey too. Sorry, yeah. Let me just check items and things.
I am here.
Wait, hello. Waiting on Mosey now.
Did I miss out much? Because I did have my headset on, but I didn't hear much because Baron's talking to me.
Basically, we probably going stealth. Hey.
Okay, gotcha.
Except they're all freaking 4.
I rolled a 13.
With clinky clanky.
Guy in heavy, I love it when the guy in heavy armor rolls better than the people that have good stealth.
You say that, I've been rolling phenomenally
Yeah,
with
it's
heavy
so-
armor.
I mean, you do have a +5 to stealth, so that's why.
Jeff, in the items tab, items, what am I on about? In the items tab with the blue gem, you now have control over what's written on it. So you can change how many stacks you have at will, pretty much, based on what you use, of course.
Oh, okay. I need to reopen it because right now I don't have control over it. There we go. Okay.
Okay, so Boop. We will of course be waiting for Mosey to come back, but cinematically for now anyway, as you will begin to cover yourselves in the shadows, even with Clinky Clanky over there. Who heads to the door to open it up?
Sure, I will with my 9 stealth. Seems just about right. This would be the moment we get caught. You open the freaking squeaky door.
So as you
The
start
door.
pushing it open very gently, it makes a little creak. Let me have a look at some things. Because even though this boy will normally be wary, he is rather occupied at the moment. So whether or not he can hear you depends on what he rolls. Yep. So as the door squeaks just a little, the hobgoblin turns around for a second, looks in the corner of his eye toward the door, almost looks as if he's going to turn away, and then very, very quickly turns back and looks at you again. You see as you push the door open, he seems like he's about to draw a sword, and then you feel a heavy hand from behind you grip your shoulder. What feels like a squeeze, but not too immensely tightly, as the bugbear comes along, grasps you, kind of shoves you behind him, but holds on to you. And you hear him start speaking loud to the hobgoblin. Hobgoblin. I'm assuming nobody can speak
But
goblin.
goblin, I'm imagining. Yeah.
I'm assuming nobody speaks goblin, because it would have solved a lot more
Eric
problems.
does, doesn't he?
No, he can speak orc.
I thought someone could speak. Oh, never mind.
Him and the bugbear had small amounts of talk through orc,
That's right.
but that's because the bugbear can just about speak orc himself. Yeah, boy. Mosey? Still making popcorn, okay.
Wait, is that what he's doing? Making popcorn?
Mm-hmm. Speak the devil.
Connor, do you want my inspiration from recapping? You know,
Inspiration for-
Jeff, do you want my...
I already have an inspiration point that I haven't spent, so.
Nah, but I have one that will disappear at the end of the session because I recapped the last session. So if you want it, you can use it now. I'm giving it to you
Well, I'm saying I wouldn't be able to take
if
it.
you want it.
Someone else would have to take it. Someone who has that slot open.
Because he's already got his own. He would have done it if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But I... No.
Not to mention it's too late cinematically now.
Yeah.
So long story short, all that really happened was Halfir went to open the gate. It made enough of a squeak to alert the hobgoblin. He turned around, saw him. The bugbear came out of stealth, quickly grabbed him as if he was a captive, and is now pushing open the gate himself and dragging Halfir out. Currently talking to the hobgoblin as well, in orc. Goblin, sorry. What are you three doing back there? As he's currently got him over there. Hobgoblin still sat down at the chair. Sword not drawn, but looks alerted to drawing it.
As I'm getting dragged by this bugbear, can I make an insight check? Like, am I about to be offered up? What's going on?
You're gonna be flayed, bitch. That was the plan all along.
Yeah, I think we all might need to make one.
Like, am I able to? Make an
Yeah,
insight
yeah,
check?
yeah, of course.
Eric's not going to.
From his actions so far, he hasn't done anything to any of you that would suggest he's an enemy, regardless of the situation you've been in, but you've not exactly known him long and he's in his territory. So it could honestly be either way to you.
Yeah, so I'm going to... I would like to try to slip out of his grasp, but I don't want to make it super noticeable. Like, I want to just try to casually get out from underneath his hand, if that's possible.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, as you even make the slightest motion, you notice that the hand loosens a little bit. It's enough that his hand is still over your shoulder, but he's not holding tight or anything. You get the sense that he would probably be okay with you just running.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with him for a moment. Just me running would set things off, so I'm just gonna stick with him for a moment.
So he loosely guides you to this rock here. What are you three doing as you see them go over to that point?
What I've just messaged in chat is what I'm whispering to the others.
We'll see where this goes.
Maybe we should try and when the bugbear starts to turn around, maybe we should try and make our way behind that rock. He even pointed out that he was going to stand by that shrubbery over there. So if the hobgoblin turns around enough to focus on Halfir and the bugbear, we might be able to get a good chance to sneak up and get a good angle on him.
As they continue talking, you see every now and again they take another few steps, and though the grip is still incredibly loose, every now and again when he's moving you, you see that he kind of solidifies the grip, as if to say, we've got to move, I can't risk you not moving in tandem. And he kind of squeezes a little bit, but it's never enough to absolutely force you or anything. It's more of a we've got to do this. And as he gets to this point here, you see he starts to deviate around the water itself. Pardon me.
That's you.
And as he gets here, the hobgoblin still in his chair, he leans forward, his elbows on the table, looks up to you, Halfir, as if he's inspecting stock. Looks you up and down. They continue talking, and obviously by this point, you guys at the back see his attention is focused on these two. What do you do? The door is open, it's a small amount.
Caligo, Jesus Christ. Carrick will make a hand motion as in sort of shooting towards the big bit of rock just here.
And I'll follow.
Who's leading? Am I leading?
Yep.
Okay.
So as they continue talking and you guys quickly get behind the rock, you hear the sound of the hobgoblin get a little antsy, a little louder, and he's got his hand on the hilt of his sword at this point, and he's leaning forward a little bit, looking at the bugbear's face specifically. For you, Halfie, because you're actually close enough to see the differences, you can make an insight check if you want on the hobgoblin.
See if I can actually roll well today. Oh no.
It's roll.
There we go.
Judging just by the looks and the general tension, and now the slight, seemingly unintentional squeezing of the bugbear and a little bit of shaking in his fingers, it seems like he's been caught in some kind of lie that might break this down. He's not immediately thrown his hand to his morning star, but you see he's a little bit tense, and the hobgoblin seems almost irritable and ready to maybe not attack, but he's at least very ready for something.
Okay. Crap, this has a somatic component. Never mind. It was just vocal. Kind of different. But... yeah, I'm just going to... I'm going to prepare poison spray in case anything does get hostile.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he makes a hostile move, poison spray right on him.
Nice.
And that's a cantrip, so not like I'm wasting anything holding that.
Exactly.
And with firebolt.
Eric will get a hand axe ready, from which he picked one up off the floor and one out of the corpse earlier as passing.
Okay. So, what about our dear Kirby?
Yeah, sword ready.
No.
Just waited for any sign that looks like Alfear's compromise or the bugbear.
So, you see as the bugbear kind of like gingerly moves you along a little bit, kind of making a general see ya kind of motion. The hobgoblin grabs Halfear's arm and says
Yep,
something
poison spray.
with a bit of loudness. Yep.
And I would like to throw
Yeah,
him up.
I have. Yeah, for me that's because I don't know what they're talking about. That's hostile. Poison spray. He needs to make a con save.
Okay.
DC 14.
3. Does that beat it?
No, DC 14. Not the necrotic.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Necrotic damage.
Oh,
That was
am I good
the
to throw
bot.
my hand axe?
Yeah. Let me just put on some very appropriate.
That misses.
That unfortunately
Is it
does.
enough?
That misses because plate. Or whatever equivalent the hobgoblins typically have. No, chainmail, sorry, and a shield.
Yeah, my 9 misses for sure.
Did mine hit?
Nope. Yours unfortunately also misses.
Fine, then inspiration from, Oh!
Oh,
Burn. Okay. So, we will, after these attacks, consider this initiative starting, though I will have to just double check a few things anyway. Hobgobs. He
nat 20 initiative.
Slurpy. Okay. Oh, actually, no. Sorry as well. Oh, it doesn't even matter with you, Halfir. I was going to say while you've got the gem, the Sphinx gives you advantage on your initiative, but I mean, you've got a fucking 20. You can't get any better.
Okay.
So who are we missing? Connor.
Me, I'm now about to roll. And for some reason, it wasn't letting me highlight my token. Oh wait, that's why.
You were on your measuring tool.
Yep, I was. Shush, Jeff, be quiet. But I actually rolled a high one for once.
Yeah.
9.
You've only been on
That's
roll
high.
20. You've only been on roll
Yeah.
20 for what, like 3-4 years now?
I think it's more than that.
I still have my moments.
I'm just messing with you.
So
I'm enjoying chicken.
as the axe goes flying, the firebolt goes flying at him and burns into him, and the poison spray right in his face. He kind of recoils for a second as half his face just slightly, like, it's got this kind of like air to it, this sickly green air across his face, and he's just like scratching at it. He looks at you with half an eye barely open, draws his sword out as the firebolt blasts him in the back. You hear him yell out loudly as he draws his blade. The goblin down here just kind of seems to fall over on the back of his chair, and then very quickly looks around. Alfie.
Okay, I'm gonna bonus action Shillelagh, and then I'm gonna poison spray him again.
Okay.
So DC's 14. Let's see if this works. That's terrible damage.
So where is the fucking sheet? There it is. Cons. That's a 5 because apparently I can't roll good today.
Okay, so he takes 3 points of poison damage.
You see, at this point he's already basically melting. As you spray him again, and this time he blocks with his armor, but it still starts to pool into him.
Okay. Yeah, that's my turn. I'm gonna hold this spot.
Okay. Carrick.
Oh, Carrick's gonna rush out with his Yeah, Carrick's gonna come out and rush out with his sword and shield out.
Mm-hmm. Also, for the sake of ease, I'm putting the other goblin on the hobgoblin's initiative.
That's fine. And I'll make an attack with my short sword.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do that.
Okay, so you come rushing up behind, give him a strike through, and as he turns and looks towards you, he does for a second like bat your armor with his shield, but you still manage to clip him straight along the neck. And you see this blood start to pool, and his face like covered in poison, and his body being smacked around so often. He's just looking at you with this blurry eye and tilting around. Is that you?
Not quite yet. Because I'm going to do this. If it would like to. Ah, there we are.
Okay. Cool. Roll you 2d6. Although, to be honest, I'm just teasing you at this point. I just want to see what the damage is like. 'Cause he has 1 HP.
Okay.
So as you carve into him, how does your fire rune end up looking? As it does say something about fiery shackles.
Well, as I swing down, you see the sword just light up slightly, glows a slight faint red, and then you just see that same colour of red just sort of like shoot out, that sort of coloured red of just barely visible chains wrap around the hobgoblin, and you just hear scorching noises as they clasp around him.
You see very quickly that as they go around him, the body is just... The armour is quickly melted and the flesh and bone underneath is seared. And the body just slumps onto the ground. The chair kicks back. Is that you?
I'm going to... Actually, I move from here to...
Also,
I'm going to use 15 feet more movement to move to there.
Yep. Also, I didn't realise sight ranges. Halfir, can you do me a perception check, please? Or Arcana or Nature. Or Religion as well.
Or what?
Or to be fair, that's good enough. Never mind.
Okay.
So very quickly, while you're here and you see the creature fall out of its chair, you quickly look around toward the goblin. This large, like, structure over on the right-hand side, you see, stands about 20-25 foot tall. The roof of this place is a good, like, 35-40. this structure seems to be floating very elegantly on the water. The water is constantly like rippling outward, but this structure doesn't move against that current. It stays in place no matter what way the water moves, and you can see just about underneath it. There's nothing anchoring it in place. It is just perfectly secured in where it is. And there's this one large rock that seems to be surrounded by these small dusty particles that seem to be a consistent flow of smaller rocks around it. It seems to be some kind of container of great elemental energy. And something about it, as you're looking over toward it, just kind of... there's just something that's pulling you toward it. A familiarity.
Yep.
Was that your turn, Connor, my dude?
Yep, that is my turn.
Sol.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's going to either attack us or run. So might as well.
Since it's a ranged attack, it will be disadvantage, because he is prone.
Well.
Is it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was just a second ago.
It was?
Yeah,
Huh.
I was playing an older Christmas song.
Yeah.
No wonder why it's playing the wrong fucking... it's playing the wrong fucking thing.
I heard it for a second. I was like, is that what I think it is? And I was listening. Yeah, it definitely was.
There we go, let's have a massive mood change. Let's go for that one.
Christmas music. I didn't actually have it on. And as soon as you said that, I heard that. Oh my god.
There we go, a little bit better. So, hello. So as you fire the firebolt, it goes flying across, just scoots over his head as he's currently like trying to roll himself back onto his feet. Is that you, Sol?
Yeah.
Okay. So technically on its turn, it's going to use half its movement and flick itself back up. Noticing all of you here and the firebolt flying over its head, it's going to do what any sensible goblin would do and get the fuck out of dodge. So it is also going to use its action to use its action to dash. So total of 45, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, 40, 45, right over there. As it does that, you guys hear it hollering, shouting. And your dear bug boy here kind of makes the motions of we should kill him quick. And he is going to take his turn and charge after it at 60 feet. And he gets to there. And he doesn't really have anything he can throw at the thing other than his Morning Star, but that's not going to go well, so he's going to just stand there. Vanix.
I can't do much. Yeah, it's too far away. The best I could do is just charge. About up to... Let me double check how far that is. Yeah, that's as far as I can go, 40 foot.
You could use an action and dash. Or
How
are
far
you
would
able
that
to?
get me?
Are you able to dash as a bonus action as a monk? I can't remember.
He should be able to.
I think there's some key point spending you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can use key, but that will double. That will just double my movement, and that will take me to here. That's my last key point.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah.
Could I use my key point to use Step of the Wind to get there, and could I use bonus action to dash to get a bit further?
You can use your action dash, and yeah, the key to bonus action dash. Yeah.
Step of the Wind will get me about here.
In total, you have 120 foot movement. So
Freaking
You know.
monks. God.
suddenly,
So
just
that's 80.
flash of the wind.
plus- Alright, so I can get up to here, but I can't attack because I used my action to dash
Mm-hmm.
and bonus action to Step of the Wind. But if he moves,
Bonk.
I can use attack of opportunity, can't I?
Yes,
As long as he doesn't disengage
which they can do.
as a bonus action. Those freaking goblins.
Mhm.
Slippery little buggers.
No, yes.
Any chance could he be intimidated by my sheer speed?
No.
Okay. Well, that's all I can do.
I'm fast, motherfucker.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Eat some fries, motherfucker. How fair?
Alright, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
So thematically, you guys do see that for a second you hear the sounds of footsteps and then just a blur. As Warnock's just poof.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Chill Touch on the goblin.
Mm.
It's a range of 120 feet.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh wow.
Absolutely terrible damage. though.
Catches its shoulder and it's kind of like stumbles forward for a second, just looking back, seeing nothing for a second, thinking it's free, just seeing the bugbear smiling, and then just all of a sudden just poof, dragonborn. Then it's just like ah! And then chill touch on the shoulder, and is that you?
5 feet. There we go. That's me.
Carrick.
You know that hand axe I threw earlier? Did it land around where I was or on the table?
It would be on the tableau.
That's great, because I'm going to grab it off the table. I think that motion in itself is quite obvious what I'm going to do next.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to run next to that pit of fire here, run past Halfir,
Mm-hmm.
and I am going to throw the axe, the hand axe at the goblin.
Is he in range?
Just barely.
It's going to be disadvantage.
Is that
quite a
the
throw.
utmost range?
Yep, the utmost range, 60 foot,
Throw away them.
and that's alrighty.
Nope.
Dang.
So you,
No, but it's
Throw it.
it's worth a shot.
the mighty effort, it impales very, very kindly into this wall here. Is that you?
I'm just gonna somewhat swear and be like, oh fuck, and yeah, that'll be me.
Sol.
Get back.
I love your little noises you make when you move.
Because I'm chewing popcorn.
Nom. Nom. Take a step, nom.
Uh-huh.
Take a step, nom.
Yep. Exactly. And I'm gonna do something extremely unpredictable.
Oh my god,
Oh.
who did the fireball? It misses, by the
I
way.
did not see that coming.
It what? Misses?
Mhm.
Fuck. Max damage.
So it is, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I
Can I-
won.
Okay, so hold on. I have the inspiration from like the recapping.
Yes.
And I have an inspiration that I haven't used.
Yes.
Can I
Didn't
use
you,
that?
didn't you just use inspiration to re-roll earlier on the hobgoblin?
Yeah, but that was because I recapped, so I get an inspiration.
Mm-hmm. Here's a floating quote.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna use it then.
Do it.
Fuck!
13 does not hit, I'm afraid. So
Well,
draw the energy forth and flick the fire forward. But as it goes flying forward, the hand axe hits the wall, and you see as the bolt is just flying toward him, there's just enough of a breeze that's running through as well that the bolt seems to just flicker out moments before it hits him, as he kind of like ducks, seeing all this shit happening behind him. Is that you?
Yep.
The goblin is going to, of course, disengage. Bonus action. He's going to run along the left side. And then he's going to action to go running along. And is continuing to scream bloody murder. As that happens, you guys start to hear the sounds of a chorus of voices and footprints. Or more specifically, Varnex and the bugbear do. And that will be them for the moment. The bugbear is going to quickly run over here, if it will let me move him. He's going to grab your hand axe, and he's going to go run after it.
He's gonna throw your hand axe. That's gonna happen.
So he's going to get all the way over to just behind it with the hand axe, because he had to use his action for the dash. That is his turn. Varnex. Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
So as you get around this corner, obviously you can just about see what looks to be assorted bedding as well as a couple of other goblins inside. You can hear quite a few more voices though, just behind the wall.
Did he hit with the hand axe?
He didn't get a chance to get him. He wasn't in line.
Unlucky.
Oh, he never actually made an attack roll. He had to use his action to dash.
Fair enough. Yeah, sorry, I was only half listening. Yeah, my mum was talking too much.
What would you like to do, Kerberos? Kirby?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Sorry. I've moved as far as I can. Is it possible for me to use my bonus action to dash a bit further to where he is? And maybe
I
grapple him?
believe not, because you need a key to do so.
No, bonus action to dash, not...
That's
not,
the
not
way
step
that's,
away.
that's
Yeah, that's the only way you can use it.
yeah.
Is using your key points as a bonus action. That's your Breath of the Wind key point.
Spend one key to disengage your dash action as a bonus action on your turn.
So my action would be to dash to get a bit closer.
Mm-hmm. Or perform a ranged attack here somehow.
Oh, you should have taken one of those blowguns.
I've got one crazy suggestion.
What's that?
You could throw one of your extra bow staffs like a javelin.
I don't think I picked them up. I didn't pick them up.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you took one extra, didn't you? Or was that Mozzie?
Mosey took
How's Mosey?
anything that was for sale.
Oh, sorry, the metagame there.
must have took anything and everything. I can't do anything. I guess I'll hold my action.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if anything gets close to me, I'll attack it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll use my bonus action to infuse my weapon with... Can I infuse it with force?
No, it's elemental.
Elemental.
I believe
Okay, fire.
fire called lightning thunder. I believe.
Yeah, I'll just... Bonus action, I'll infuse my sword with fire.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll hold my action to attack if anything gets within range.
Yes. Okay. Then bippity boppity, that one. Alfie, what would you like to do?
Okay. Alright, yep, I'm going to keep moving this direction. My boots of striding and springing are going to glow for a moment, and I'm going to leap over here and land on the stairs.
Okay.
Let's see, can I see anything coming out? No, I can't. For now, I'll prepare chill touch if anything hostile comes into within 120 feet of me.
Okay. As you land on the platform, again, it doesn't rock. It feels like solid matter. There's no reaction. The dirt is disturbed by your appearance. The steps themselves seem to be almost like perfect chiseled and cut steps to get to the top. Though the platform itself on the map looks smaller than it is, it does lead inside that then leads around a spiral staircase from what you can kind of see that lands you just beneath the rock at the top, kind of floating there. As you land and you kind of look upwards, even just standing here you can feel something resonating, and I'm assuming that's you.
I have a bonus action. Can I make a religion check while I'm here?
You may do it just because.
Okay.
You
Well,
can't grasp exactly what it is this connection is, but at the very least you've got a faint idea as to what this feeling is.
okay. That's me.
So the bugbear, he's gonna unga bunga. He's gonna come to the now open door with his long ass limbs and his morning star ready, and he can just about hit the other bugbear, so he's gonna bop him. Boop. Oh, and that does hit. So as you, Vonix, hear the sound of footprints, you see as the bugbear has his morning star in one hand and the hand axe in the other. And it makes this kind of like war cry forward. You see, as he's making that war cry, all of a sudden there's this morning star that comes out of the darkness and smashes into the side of his head. And you see he kind of recoils, slams into the wall for a second, as he takes a juicy 12 damage. That is that bugbear, so Carrick.
Alright. It's gonna be awkward, but is this bridge wide enough for me to get past?
Yeah. He's an
yeah,
ally.
nice.
It's neither here nor there.
Fair enough. I'm gonna use an action to dash,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna run straight over here. Oh, did you? Oh, thank you.
You're welcome, bud.
I had my finger on the screen, so that's kind of helpful. Well, I do that every time. I measure and I leave my finger on the screen.
Okay. Is that you with action dash?
That is me, because I can't really do anything else, and there's nothing else in sight.
Sol, you see as everyone else has rushed downward, you can kind of hear the chorus of voices echoing through the hallway now. It's a little dampened, as from the stairs it goes quite a steep bit downward, but given that you're hearing like war cries and the like, it echoes it a little bit better. You kind of turn around and you see Halfir behind you inspecting the staircase and the stone platform. What do you want to do?
Mosey?
Yes. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
They went to like here, right?
Yeah, looks generally like where they've been running off to.
Oh, I can see them, but yeah, that's all I can do with my dash. And yeah, this it.
Okay. Then all the goblin-lobber-dobs. The one goblin that has been chased by you all is going to go running inside. The bugbear currently guarding the door with his own morning star in the way, seems to be pointing and shouting a lot. The goblins are going to come and sort of reinforce him a little bit. Two are going to stay out, and a small handful of others are going to come running forward. So that one will finish his movement there. Two at the back are going to stay and see what they can do. And I'm going to find the friggin' sheets because... There. So the two goblins there. The first one is going to, with a scimitar in hand, try and attack you, Varnex, and the other is going to attack the bugbear. Bippity boppity.
Is this in range? Could I attack him now since I held my action from before?
Yeah, you may indeed.
Alright then.
Just misses. Just by a sly amount. As they come running around just out of the darkness, scimitars running lower toward the ground, snarling toward you. As the first one in front of you is charging toward you, you swing your katana down toward it. It kind of like duck rolls underneath and strikes up underneath you. Does a 15 hit?
15?
Hmm.
Oh, it just misses.
Nice. So he swings up towards you while your strike is just finishing. As he swings up towards you, you easily just like sidestep it, quickly draw your blade back, strike toward it, warding it off. The one over here gets an 18 to hit our boy and gives him a nice little cleave on the chest with a scimitar. This one at the back here can make out the both of you, so he with his short bow is going to try and shoot you, Varnex. Natural 20. So from his little corner of the world, aims, and you see this little glint of something flash as a arrowhead comes flying across. You hear the sound of it ding.
Blah, 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 blah. Deflect missiles, does that work?
Do you have to have key to deflect missiles?
I think you need key.
Oh, you son of a...
No, you need key to return it. I think.
If you catch a missile this way, you can spend one key for it to make it range. Oh no, I need.
Gotcha.
So
as a reaction, deflect.
Put it in chat. Because I'm pretty sure you're gonna completely forego any of this.
As a reaction, deflect or catch a missile.
Yeah.
But you did also just use your reaction to do a
yes.
held action, so your action is gone.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
But that action was held from the last
Yeah, you
turn.
use your reaction to perform an action.
Oh.
It is unfortunate. Though luckily the damage isn't much. You take 6 total piercing damage. The arrowhead somehow bounces off the wall and just side swipes the back of your neck. Then this one is going to attack our bug boy with his short bow, and he gets a total of 7 damage with another 18. I'm assuming this is what it was like for you, Jeff, when you were using goblins against us. They seem to get really good hits, and there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them, and there's almost no, like, it's so easy to get advantage with them.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
It's fucking I haven't even used any of their tactics in a minute. It's just charge.
I think they have like a +5 to hit, so they have a
4.
decent to hit. So yeah, +4. That's still not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not as deadly as kobolds, but they're pretty dangerous.
So the other goblins are going to wander off, and that is, for the time being, their go. There doesn't seem to be any other goblins alerted at the minute. Our bug boy, who I'm pretty sure you guys can see the initiative, is called Brick, but you don't know that yet. He's incredibly bloody. He's like barely standing on a leg at this point. With his Morning Star, he is going to smack the first goblin in front of him. A big old 12, and I think that outright kills. Okay, so yeah, with his Morning Star, as this one ducks underneath you and strikes toward you, you dodge it, you draw your blade back. As you're about to try and strike the one in front of you again, all of a sudden you just hear this heavy squishing sound of meat being destroyed by his Morning Star, as you see Brick smacks it down on top of him. He also, as well, is at half health or less, so you see as he does that attack and smashes down onto it, his whole body is tensing up at this point, and you see he's getting somewhat blood red eyes, and as he's looking around, his whole body is getting muscular, and he is going to perform another attack as a bonus action with a fun extra ability that is not rage, but it might as well be close, and it's a mega miss, of course. So he will perform his final action attack, and then misses you. He's gonna stand there. Threshold. Cool. And that is Brick as well. Vermix.
Alright, I'm glad Brick moved, because that means I can move here, and that means these guys are in a straight line. So,
Beam! Nice. So, con save from the boys. 1, 2, and...
if it's a fail save, it's full damage, but on a failed, I think it's half.
Your DC is 14, they all fail. So that's bippity boppity and a bippity boop.
Does anyone remember the meme, like, I'm a fire in Malaysia?
Oh, wow, that's
Ancient.
an old one.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Alright, so
you blast through them. You see the 2 goblins are like singed and falling over by this point. They are very brutally injured. The bugbear though seems pissed off, but that's about as far as it is at the moment.
alright, that was my action. Let me see what else I can do. I don't think I can attack again as a bonus action.
You're a monk.
I've spent all my key points.
I don't
If
think
I attack
you
again, it would just...
require a key point to attack as a bonus action.
So
You'd
can I
have to use
attack,
a monk.
but would
You'd
just
have to attack with a monk weapon, though.
a monk,
True.
so it will be unarmed strike, wouldn't it?
Or one of you, like a staff, or even your sword, to be fair.
So my sword does... Oh yeah, because of the subclass.
Mhm.
Alright, so bonus action, I guess I'll just slash. Since I attacked as a reaction, does that mean I've spent the fire energy
Hold
on
on,
it?
just for a bit. No, because it'd have to be with the weapon you imbued it with. For context, your bonus action attack, so to speak, is only with an unarmed strike.
It is only unarmed strike, I thought it was.
It's just
so I
that
guess
if
I'll
you've
just-
used your attack action with an unarmed strike or a monk weapon, is the only time you can do bonus action unarmed strike.
Oh, so if I've attacked with
Hmm.
a monk weapon during my main action, I can then attack again as a bonus action.
With an
Okay,
unarmed
then,
strike.
So I guess... Yeah, so I can't attack again since I use my breath weapon.
Yes.
Then I guess that's my turn, I can't really do anything else.
Halfir.
Well, everyone's running off after this goblin. So I will look up at this structure
Mm.
for a moment, sigh, and then just jump back.
Okay.
It's 10 feet. Makes it 30. I'll dash. Actually, hold on. I don't need to do all that. 5, 10, so that's 20 feet. I'll jump here. I'd have to dash mid-air. That'll be 30 there. So then 35, 40, 5, 55, 60.
Nice.
Can't do anything. So that's me.
Okay. Then the bug boy. He's going to step forward. Seeing our dear other bug boy is very low. He's saying something to him in a very heavy, angry tone. Mamacita. Ooh. I'm doing things behind the screen, of course. The bugbear, as it steps forward, is shouting something at the other bugbear with the Morning Star in his hand, looking semi-reluctant to strike. But you see as your current allied bugbear is just looking at him and is just swinging wildly in revenge against them, seeming like he's not paying any attention or is just not listening. So the enemy bugbear is going to try and strike with a Morning Star and get him. And he hits. Total, so it goes down by... And Bug Boy goes knocked unconscious. As the enemy bugbear bats him with the softer side of the handle, knocks him in the side of the head, and the bugbear just clashes into the ground. He is then going to, technically speaking, step over him. And he's going to come to your space. That's the bugbear's turn. Carrick.
Right. I'm going to move 25 foot here. And
I'll be moving any dead bodies into the void, by the way, just to get out of the way.
yeah, I'm going to use an action to dash 10 more feet here. Because technically one space forward would make my 30, and then yeah, I'll use 10 foot of extra movement. And I'm just going to just run up to confront the goblin, and I'm just going to stand with shield and sword ready.
You notice the bugbear that's been helping you, his body's currently on the ground. He doesn't look dead, but he does not look any better than what could be considered death.
I'm going to piss Carrick off slightly.
Is that you?
Yep, there's me.
Saul.
Mm-hmm. So this is the good bugbear, right?
He's currently
One
unconscious.
underneath.
Uh-huh. And which one of those two seem more hurt?
Between the goblin or bugbear?
Mm-hmm.
The goblin, definitely.
Goblin then.
Nice. You singe the boy. You
Yes.
blast him. You just knocked back a couple of feet, and you just hear a screech of just like ow.
And that's essentially all I can do, I guess.
Okay.
Being out of spell slots is fun, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Then the goblins. You hear them communicating to each other. Obviously, still in goblin. The bugbear doesn't turn around. He just says something in return as he's fighting you guys off. They are going to leave. And that is the goblins.
What the heck? Oh no, okay.
You see coming from around a corner a
Yeah.
rather large boy. You see that his two horns have been shaved down. On his mouth you can see what looks to be a muzzle with a chain that goes around to the back of his neck. You see something protruding. You can't exactly make it out with his frame, but it looks like it's stuck into his neck, binding his muzzle to his face. As he comes around the corner, he looks around, looks up toward you. You do see what looks to be like some kind of club or something in his hands, and just looks over toward you. Make an insight check.
Mm-hmm.
Let me also make sure I actually have the proper sheets available for this. Beepity boop. Ooh, very nice. He seems very off. The moment he sees you, he doesn't seem like battle ready. It just seems the second he sees you, he's done whatever it is he needed to do, and he immediately starts to turn right back around, walking very slowly. Each step is like a stomp.
Okay.
So we will do a diggity death save because our dear boy Brick is currently KO'd. And that's one. Vonix.
Alright, would my sword still be imbued with fire energy as I run out?
I believe it would have run out.
Yeah. Alright then, I can't imbue it anymore, so I guess I'll just do a standard attack with the sword. Swing.
Hold on. I believe you can. Where is it? Elemental. Yeah, you can. Oh, it's an action. Sorry, yeah.
It's an action. Alright then. Could I use inspiration to roll again?
You may.
There you go.
Very nice. That hits, of course.
Alright. And
Oh geez, I just realized I didn't realize your sword is a D12. Good lord.
It's a katana, baby.
All right. How is the bugbear looking?
With that sudden quick slash across his body, he's heavily wounded, and does drop to a knee for a moment. Looking up at you lot, he's got this kind of look of like ferocity where he's refusing to go down because he's got something to do. He has to do this.
All right. Bonus action. Can I hit him again with the sword?
Unarmed strike.
Bitch slap.
Oof.
Oh, do I bitch slap myself?
You just swing for him, you spin in a circle. Psh! No. As you strike toward him, you see his ferocity reaches a peak, and as you kind of bitch slap, your hand just gets stuck to his face. He takes the full brunt of it and just stares you in the eyes. He feels nothing from it. Is that you? Or do you move?
Yep, that's all I can do.
Okay. Alfie.
Alright. Let's see if I can see things. That thing walking away is still concerning me, but it is what it is. I can see things. Cool. Yeah, I guess chill touch
Nice.
on that bugbear. Where are you, chill touch? Here you are.
That just misses. That would have been exact damage as well.
That's unfortunate.
So it flies over to grasp him, and as he gets smacked, you see the whole body kind of like tenses into this like ogre-like brutal strength. And then he sees the chill touch coming his way, and he throws his head out of the way as it hits the wall, trying to grasp at him. Is that you?
That's all I can do.
The bug boy is going to try and bap you, Varnex. I say every time I try and hit the fucking monk. 13 to hit, which does not hit. So he literally just swings wide at you. You see his whole body is kind of like shaking. And he can only do one attack, so that's him, Carrick.
Alright. I'm going to make a attack against him, short sword.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that hits, of course.
That was meant to... Yeah.
Yeah.
I still had disadvantage on my bad.
So as you cut, you see his body finally gives way, though not after a moment of him. As you strike him, he falls to a knee, drops his Morning Star, but then he throws his hands in the way, and you see the eyes go dead, but the arms remain in the way. And then for a couple of seconds, his body is fully stuck in place, seemingly trying to block you. And then the strength is just gone, and the body just drops. Is that you?
Yeah, that would be me.
So, you see that any other enemies have, for the moment anyway, disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do?
I want to stabilize.
Nice. Medicine check. Ooh.
Fuck!
You punch him in the face. I'd say it's more you're not really sure what to do with him at the moment. His entire body is like brutalized. His breathing's relatively stable at the moment, though the blood is like dripping out of his ears, and pokes him with a stick.
I just slip and fall while trying to do
Just
it.
knee him in the face. Just,
Mm-hmm.
Is that you, or do you want to continue moving?
I'm gonna leave it to someone who knows it a bit more than me, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, I was here, so 5. Oh. Uh-oh.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Back up a little
Mime.
bit.
I'm going to mime, like, point over there, and I point to, and I point to the goblin on the ground, and like, shh.
I think we're beyond the secrecy and quietness, to be honest.
Yeah, we're casting spells and
Just
like, breathing fire and yeah.
slashing and
And people dying.
is that you, sir?
And firebolt reaction, goblin. Yes.
Okay. So the Gobblobs, the last two still in the room, are getting the fuck out of Dodge. And temporarily, this is the end of combat. I'll keep. I'll just redo initiative worst case. You guys hear the sounds of their footsteps disappear into the corridors, and further beyond, they've just started marching away at high speeds. The creature you saw, Halfir, as it stomps away, you still slightly hear it from that point you're standing on the map now. And then a couple of seconds later, as everyone's in this kind of hush for a moment, I don't know if anyone's going to start chasing after the goblins or not. If that's what you're doing, let me know now.
I'll probably ask Halfir, in the direction where the goblins went, is that the way you came in?
Is that the way I came in?
Yours would have been through the right where that creature just went off to, which is a kitchen, and then it's another walkway that then leads into this small pool area that then leads into a small acidic area. It's a much quieter place. Pardon me.
I'll shake my head. I'll shake my head no. At that same time, am I able to rush up and try to medicine them?
Yeah,
Medicine
of
and
course.
stabilize?
So there's no need for us to follow the goblins, because our path out is elsewhere.
Seemingly so.
Like medicine.
I will say, you guys are fully aware that
Oh my god.
that's unfortunate. +6 medicine. You try to stabilize him, but you notice the smack to the back of his head, the side of his head, has left a horrible bruising, and probably did a bit of minor bit of brain damage. A little bit of brain damage, and you need more time to deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
I will do a death save with our dear boy because it has been a couple of seconds. That's one fail.
It's 1-1 right now.
Any one of us make a medicine check.
Yeah, anyone can.
Like, we don't have to have precision.
No, but it's preferable. All I'm going to
Oh.
say is each time someone does one, unless you're assisting someone else, I will make him do another death save. Because you specifically have to take the time to deal with it.
Is
Then I will
anyone
do
else
that.
going to attempt one? Because I'll assist.
So I'll attempt one if someone wants to give me help. Actually,
Oh,
I'll help.
okay.
Who's the
Oh, happy to help.
I'll assist, I guess.
Okay, well, if multiple people
I
are doing it.
swear.
Oh,
Nice. Very nice.
Oh, yep.
So you do manage to stabilize him, no longer making any death saves. You hear the breathing stabilizes quite nicely. The bump on the side of his head is going to stay there, but you manage to like cauterize a lot of his wounds and the like, and you just hear a very gentle snoring almost. And you feel pretty secure that he's fine.
Now, the question is, who's carrying him, or are we leaving him here?
As you
I think
take him.
Carrick,
Only
I think Carrick and I can take him.
as you say
Like,
that,
we each grab it on.
you hear the sounds of screaming goblins in the other room, death cries, coming echoing from the hallway. Carry on.
Okay.
Halfir, which way?
Was that we should go the opposite way you all ran down this hallway, but there's something quite large.
You
Down that way.
would easily associate it to a minotaur.
Okay, yeah, it's a Minotaur.
So
There was
Okay.
something off.
We have a horde of
about him,
goblins in
he
one
didn't
direction
have
and a
his
minotaur in the
form.
other.
Well, and I kind of listen in to the screams of goblins coming from that same direction as the Minotaur.
Mhm.
More goblins that way as well, it seems.
no way but forward, I suppose.
There wasn't any, like, on the way here, there wasn't any alcoves or anything that we could slip into and possibly rest up for a bit. Was there?
I mean,
Kind of hide for at least for a couple hours, or the equivalent of a short rest.
there was one doorway that was like slightly cricked open. It seemed to be some kind of room that they were keeping people in. There was no one in there at the time other than one boar, but it seemed mostly left to itself. The front door itself was not locked. It was closed, but it wasn't locked. It's just you poked your head in, there was nothing of value, you kind of left.
How far back was that?
I'd say like map-wise, if you guys were going straight to it, it'd be about. Hold on. Don't know if you guys can even see this.
Oh,
But
it's that way. Oh,
Yep.
I was talking about like the way we came to get here.
from above, you mean?
Like, yeah. Like
Um,
in between two maps, was there any
you.
like small little caves or crevices to hide in for a short period of time?
There's two choices. One of which is an area where water is pouring in that makes the water underneath the monument, or you could climb the monument itself and hide within that.
I will relay that information with the question of whether or not you all want to try to hold up and rest for a while. It would at least give us time to get an ally back.
I'm for
Could we rest when there are goblins like right there? Can't rest
we
here.
did. No, we could climb the wall to the waterfall in the room we just came from, or that big floating thing. We could try to hide inside it. I don't think it's a good idea. We can keep going, but it seems that there are goblins both in front of us and behind us.
Okay.
Kobolds in the far.
Problem with the waterfall, we don't know much about our monument.
We can try, yeah.
is either well, I think I prefer the odds of trying to regroup. Maybe I'd probably say
Where we are.
give it a spot hiding and let's see how we do.
So, what is your preference? The cavern above the waterfall, or inside the floating temple?
I'll be right back. Quick, go pee.
Having would probably be more uncomfortable, but probably a lot safer. But the monument might be just obvious enough to, well, not be obvious to them that we'd be hiding in it.
Hide in plain sight.
Pretty much.
Trojan horse in it.
Look to you, Soul.
You guys said that you prefer the waterfall. Yeah, we can go to the waterfall.
We said the monument probably be
Monument.
the gamble. But at the same time, it might just be obvious enough to, well, hide there.
Either way, it's going back to that room, right? So let's go back and see what we can do there.
Alright.
What's the verdict, Hermit?
We're gonna
We're
try
going back to that room right now, and then we're gonna decide.
Okay.
as we're walking, I will make it known that I am preferable to hiding in the monument because I want to investigate it further.
Right now, time is like an issue because goblins are bearing down on us. So Varnus is like, "Fuck it, whatever. We'll go to the monument." We don't have time to. We don't have time to stop.
No,
and
we
discuss
really
things.
don't.
Would this help in determining what the fuck this is?
It would indeed.
Very much.
I will wait specifically for when you guys are all hovering around inside it, though.
Mario jump.
What jump?
I can just jump up to like 30 feet as long as I go 10 feet of movement.
Ah, okay.
Springing and striding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what is it?
So, as you...
How would we get?
What, sorry?
No, sorry. You continue.
They are called Primordial Gates. The long and short, the TLDR of it is, from what you've researched, Primordial Gates are typically gateways that house some kind of power. They're kind of like... There's a bit of a theory behind the origin of them being they were part of the old world before it became what it is now, and the gods were trapped. There's supposed to be like an elemental access of that plane, but the thing is that because of the amount of time that's gone without them ever being used, people have become more in the belief that they're more like prisons nowadays. They house a lot of power in them, and some speculate that they hear voices when they're near one for too long. The voices of those that are trapped within, or those that are trapped beyond. There's many speculative theories, but nonetheless, it is a place of great power. You'll find one of most predominantly like major elements like fire, air, water, earth. Often when you find one, you'll typically find a lot of that element is growing very wondrously around it, aka the mountain you're in. It often draws people of all kinds toward itself as well, unintentionally. And treasure seekers will often come here and inspect the ruins and try and figure out a way to reactivate it or draw some power from it. But nobody's really had the right stuff, is kind of the way to put it. Or the right key. But
What
similar...
about the gem?
Good. But you know that was created by
You
the
reveal.
Sphinx.
Does Soul
Alright.
reveal that?
Yeah, do you tell them that, Sol?
Yes, of course, everything.
Mm.
That seems kind of dangerous.
Is it safe to hide in?
Yeah.
Considering it's yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Okay.
been dormant for centuries. It's not doing anything even now. You can feel the power from it. It's very loose energy that you can feel pouring off of it. But it hasn't affected any of the goblins or orcs that have been living here.
Mhm. Sure, then yeah.
As I'm over here and Soul's kind of recounting this, do I like? 'Cause you said it's like sitting on something that's dirt, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything indicating that, and like any goblinoid size footprints indicating that they're coming up here at all? That I can...
Not as of the moment.
Then I will. So it doesn't seem that the goblins come up here. We might be safe. And there is like an inner like chamber area to it.
For a general layout, from the perspective you're on when you're on one of the steps, is you see an immediate like small 5-foot space with a spiraling staircase that goes up. In small chunks along the staircase, there's an open area where you can see if anyone's walking along there. But for the most part, there are coverings that can cover certain areas, depending on where you want to sit. When you reach the top, though, the image of this rock blocks a open space that you can climb up to. You can sit on this area at the top. And then 10 feet above that is the rock that's floating up, just gently. A couple of smaller rocks and dirt and the likes gently gravitating around it.
You all can go to the waterfall if you'd like. Or you can come up here. I am going to take my time here, I think.
Yeah, we can go here if I can manage to. It's high up in the air, right?
Yeah. The roof itself is like 40 feet, 40, 45 feet. The orb itself floats up at 35 foot. So the structure itself goes up like at least 30 foot.
I do not have any rope, but if anyone else has rope, you can throw me some, and I can help you get up here.
Why do I not have a... Lee, how long is a whip?
I think it's... I think it's 10-20.
Yeah.
Okay, Indiana Jones.
I mean, he's got the
Okay,
hat.
I got the hat.
He's human.
Finesse and reach, which typically would mean it's like 5 to 10. That sounds lame, so I'm gonna say it's 10 to 20.
Okay.
Wait, would there be rope in the explorer's pack?
I mean, you can open it and have
In
a
the
look.
Explorer's Pack, yeah, there's 50 feet of hemp and rope in the Explorer's Pack.
Oh, good.
I've got an explorer's pack on me. Would there be rope in there?
You can click on it and open it. There you go.
I have no idea. It's in my inventory. It doesn't say what's in it.
Yeah, you definitely, I know for a fact
You do.
that an Explorer's Pack comes with 50 feet of hemp.
When you hover
You
over
have a
the
backpack, a bedroll, mess.
when you hover over the explorer's pack, you'll have a little eye that appears underneath its weight. If you click that,
It just says
scroll down.
a backpack, a bedroll, mess kits, tinder box, tent torches. 50 feet of hemp and rope.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I assume you guys are just gonna do a whole like pulley system kind of thing.
I mean, I'm down if everyone else is doing it. You know, help them up.
I'm a monk. I reckon I could climb up there.
I mean, again, there are stairs.
Oh, the stairs go all the way down to the water.
Wait, are you guys going up the waterfall or up the monument?
Or the monument.
The monument.
Yeah, there's a spiral staircase in the middle.
Okay. So the monument's floating, and there's like a spiral staircase that goes down. Is that
That goes
what's
up.
going on here? Goes well, right? I mean, from where I'm at, would go down toward the water.
Wait, sorry, repeat that. It kind of bugged out.
Here, let me.
It sounded like you went fast forward. Just
Yeah.
So if this is the monument, and the monument's floating, right?
On the water.
Oh, it's floating on water, so it's not floating. Okay, I understand now. I understand.
The water seems
So I was thinking it was.
not affect it whatsoever. It just seems to be a stable thing on the water.
Oh, okay. When I heard you say floating, I thought it was floating like in the air, a few feet above the water.
Oh no. Sorry. No, it's sort of like you are sharing the same space but on top of somebody. So like you're standing on top of like Sol. He's the water. You're standing on top of him.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, you guys can easily just like jump over from that boat, go up the spiral staircase to the top.
Yep.
Okay. So you all go to the top.
Are we getting him across?
With a great deal of effort.
Imagine Carrick will go on the staircase first, and I'll have Brick on the boat, and I'll just try and gently pass him to Carrick.
So
Can try that, or
so the long and short is inevitably you do get him across,
Yeah.
chuck him in the boat, row across, kind of like tie his body around your back, start walking up the steps.
Yep, I'm happy to do that. We just go push the boat back over to the shore. Well, back over to that bit.
Mm-hmm.
Make it look like it's not moved.
Okay.
Now the question is, do we want to take a short rest or do we want to attempt a long rest?
Attempt what rest we're able to. If we're able to. So take any rest we can get.
Well, I'm saying, well, a short rest is an hour, so if we wanted to attempt a long rest, we got 8 hours to go through.
But there's no guarantee we might get a short rest though. That's what I'm saying. So any rest we can attempt to make.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
thinking a
What I'm
short
saying
rest.
is after an hour. And the reason I'm saying that is because even if we don't get a short rest, we don't get a short rest. We don't get any rest. But after an hour, do we continue to try to rest to get to that long rest, or we just short rest? That's why the decision has to be made.
We can't all have a long rest. Some of us are gonna have to stay up and keep watch.
Well, to be fair, a
technically,
short
yes,
rest
well,
is
you're
not.
resting.
Yeah, a short rest is just not doing much.
Yeah,
You don't have to sleep.
like short.
Nah.
Even a long
Yeah.
rest, you don't have to do the whole 8 hours of sleeping. You can have watches.
All right.
Yeah. I say attempt the short rest for now and just see what happens from there.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you all going to the top of the monument, or are you staying on the stairs and trying to like hide between the slats that covers you?
I'd say try and move to the back there and then hide by the slats.
Hmm.
That's my suggestion anyway.
There's an obscure area at the top, correct?
Yeah, there is a. I mean, when you guys got to the top of the platform and sat underneath the floating rock, there is this kind of like slope inward that leads toward the ladders that lead to the top step. So you have a 3.5 foot cover at the top. So if you like laid down, nobody could see you from there unless they came up or were tall enough to see it.
Okay.
Or were at that height to see it, is what I meant.
Yeah, I'll sit at that spot then if I'm yeah, unless someone's tall enough to see over it.
Where
Yeah,
are you going, Mosey?
I will be with everyone here.
So at the minute, Halfir is at the top, underneath the floating rock, and the rest of you are sitting at the back of the staircase, just hiding between the slats. Okay. So, what are each of you doing over the course of at least the next hour? Starting with Jeff.
I am normally I'd be popping a psychedelic mushroom, but right now I'm not doing that because we could be pursued. So I'm instead gonna meditate on this thing, try to feel it out.
Kirby, what are you doing?
Sitting down, trying to catch my breaths, get a rest while keeping an eye out on our surroundings.
That's incredibly incorrect, but okay.
What?
I was just testing something, but it.
I love how it just goes red simply because you rolled
Got one.
out of 7.
Okay, so he'll recover 19. Yeah. So what was that? Sorry, Kirby, I kind of interrupted you. I apologise.
I'm sorry. What did I do wrong? You said we did wrong when I spoke.
No,
Maybe
what did you
Lee
do?
did something. Lee thought he did something.
Oh, so I didn't do anything wrong.
No.
Okay.
No, you're good.
Sorry. I got really confused then. I was like, what did I do wrong? What did I do? No, I just said, sit down, try and catch my breath, just rest, while also keeping an eye out and just keeping an ear out of anything in the vicinity, like keep watch.
Okay. Mosey.
I am going to stay up, like beneath the rock, and just, since I don't really need hit points, I'm gonna keep watch.
So, are you going to be on the topmost platform, just literally right underneath the rock with Halfir, or are you staying by the stairs?
I'm gonna be with Halfir.
Okay. And finally, Connor.
Hello.
What are you doing?
I'm going to stay by the obscured bit, by the stairs that's near the top and hidden behind the slats. Just sitting against it, more or less. Just taking a bit of a rest up while staying awake, yet keeping an ear out, and also keeping an eye on Bugbear here, seeing how, just watching him rest up. Being careful of him, being like, to see if he's alright after taking quite the beating.
Okay.
Yeah, recovering HP nonetheless.
So firstly, you will all get your hour's rest. Use your hit dice as you will. Halfir and Sol, as you two are at the top, kind of inspecting the monument, the rock, and meditating, doing whatever it is you do to pass the time. There is this moment where, as the rock is remaining motionless in the centre and everything's floating around it, these small specks and rocks and dust floating around it, you feel for a moment that top layer of the monument shifts a little to the left. You feel as if it's unlocking for a second, and you lose your balance on your footing for a second as you have to quickly restabilize. Sol, do you feel this thrumming of energy coursing in around your bag for a moment? Do you inspect?
Can we do that next week?
We can indeed.
Or in 2 weeks, because next week I will be attending a wedding, so won't be able to play.
Fancy.
Yes.
Your wedding?
Mostly getting married.
Your wedding?
No. Rock college wedding.
What colleague who you're marrying?
No, he's just wedding crashing.
Yeah, that's the plan. I know there's a wedding on Monday and I'm gonna crash it. That's my plan. Yeah.
You're just gonna come crashing in at one point and go, I object.
Nah, we don't do that here.
No, he literally crashes in with a car.
I have literally never been to a wedding where they have given space and time for objections. They don't.
You're married.
Anyway,
You're
Jack,
married.
okay.
It's more of a Christian thing. We don't really do that. Like
It's not
Jews.
even- It's not even really a Christian thing. It's like I don't. It doesn't really. I don't know. It doesn't really ever happen. Just in general. It's kind of a movie thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what kind of dick does that? I mean, unless there is like some love affair triangle shit going on, but I mean, even then, people have some degree of courtesy. Like,
Every once in a while you see a Reddit post about people who said no to a wedding, what happened? And yeah, sometimes it's interesting, and a lot of the time it's bullshit. So yeah, you don't know what to believe.
well,
Press X to doubt.
I will leave us with this then. Alfia, Arcana, Religion, or Perception?
I just closed my sheet.
Do you want me to roll it for you?
Said Arcana, Religion, or I got it. It's coming up right here.
Arcana, Religion, or Perception?
See, Perception's my better score, but I don't want to perceive. I want to understand.
Mm.
I guess we'll go Religion.
I do adjust the DCs accordingly.
You're a religion.
So I'll give you the soft version. As the plate shifts a little, you feel that connection that was very soft earlier upon stepping onto the ground suddenly shift into an immense feeling all at once. And of course you'll be hearing it in 2 weeks from now, but you hear a very familiar voice start to whisper into your mind.
Okay.
It's all them psychedelics, man. Kids, what? It's just
Yeah, just completely messed up my brain.
cognitive function.
Bad.
What's that?
I've been on psychedelics for 160 something years.
It will do shit to you, you know.
Actually, no, I'm not that old. I was looking at my weight for like 60 something years. There we go.
You missed a zero somewhere. It's actually 1,000. Don't worry about it.
Well, I've through them. I've lived many lifetimes, thousands of lifetimes. So I'm just making stuff up. You know.
This is my real story. I didn't know until just now because of all the psychedelic drugs. But yeah, I guess we'll call that then for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean we can do it on another day next week if you guys are up to it, but that's up to you.
I mean, I'm always pretty much available other than Thursday.
It really depends because it's class schedule.
I was gonna say dependable on Kirby and Jeff. I'd reckon.
I'm okay whenever.
Dependable on Jeff. No pressure.
Under
Well, I
pressure.
mean, I like you guys would have to give me. You guys to tell me what times you're thinking, because my class, because see if it lines up with
We'll-
classes or not.
We'll do it this way.
Let's just say roughly around this time.
There's, well, yeah, I mean, that goes without saying, really. So, obviously 7 p.m. I myself have Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday as a definite 3 days.
I could probably swing Friday. That's about it. Because every other day, I have classes at 2, which is the time we started my time.
How does Friday work?
The 23rd?
I mean, next week, if that's not a bother.
Yeah, so the 23rd.
Oh, yeah. I mean, or, sorry, I was thinking this week for some reason. This week, next week, either or. If it works for everyone.
I can do
This week definitely not. Next week I'll have to see. I'll get. I'll check something in the next few days and get back to you guys about it.
Okay.
Probably put the date in the Discord chat.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I
Anyway.
might have to let you guys know on the 23rd because 23rd's my birthday.
Hey.
Oh, well then.
Happy birthday.
Happy Nerd Day. Am I right?
Birthday.
Well, all our...
29 age day.
Hey, nice.
Dang, you're turning 29?
Yeah.
I thought we were closer in age than that.
Why, how old are you?
I'm 25.
Ah, you're a baby. Aw,
You're 25?
you're a baby.
Yeah.
I thought you were older than that.
No, I was always the baby in the group. What are you talking about?
Wait, am I the oldest? Kirby, how old are you?
I'm timeless.
Timeless.
Re-
He is a
Yeah,
monk.
he's the oldest.
Okay, what?
I'm 29.
Yeah, but, okay, when's your birthday? Mine's July 21st.
Mine's January.
All of you are young.
Fuck.
I'm 30.
Oh. Well-
yeah.
Wait, so I'm not... God damn it. I wanted to be the oldest. Fuck all of you.
Mm.
Fucking getting beaten out here by a bunch of kids.
I'm the second youngest. Hello.
Wait, how old are you, Lee?
I'm 29. I'm older than Connor by a bit.
Oh, you're still young.
Fuck off. You're barely a year older than me. Get out.
You say that being a bloody year older.
Hey. I mean, you're 92, I'm 91.
I've got a house. Fuck you, Mosey. I pay
Dude,
rent.
you know how much it costs to buy a
I
house
do.
in
I
Israel? It's
do.
fucking expensive,
I know.
dude.
That's why it's an
Just get
achievement.
one.
Yeah.
It's
No,
absurd.
I mean, Tel Aviv is literally one of the most expensive city in the world. Like
Yikes.
the entire
you live in-
world.
You live in Tel Aviv?
Yeah.
Cool. Did you go see
Yes.
Ben Shapiro when he was in Tel Aviv?
No.
Ago?
I would have thrown eggs at him if I was in that. No, I'm not a fan of Ben Shapiro, no. That guy, oof, don't get me started.
It's okay. My Descent into Avernus group, they got an Infernal War Machine and they labeled it the MAGA truck. Make Avernus great again. And now
Oh
they're
my
talking
God.
about having Alex Jones in the back of the truck and everything. It's just ridiculous.
They're gonna put chemicals in the water to turn the freaking frogs gay.
Yeah, well, there's a demon Icor in Avernus. They're all like, the demon Icor, it's turning the frogs gay.
It's turning the friggin' frogs gay.
Wow, that's... At least he lost in court.
Oh god.
That guy just... Oof.
You know what? I don't like him, but I loved listening to his when he went on Joe Rogan because it was just ridiculous.
Oh my god, Joe Rogan is ridiculous by itself, so Alex
It
Jones
is,
on it, just
yeah.
wow.
It's one of those like guilty pleasures. You just sit and listen to crap for a couple hours.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I am well aware of that. I listen to... Sometimes I listen to like fringe politicians in Israel and it's just awesome. Like, there's one girl, she's 20 years old. She can't legally join the parliament, but she's still running. And her shtick is like, honestly, I'm for the young people. I'm on TikTok and
Oh,
I'm doing
no.
shit. And she's like a small Ben Shapiro that doesn't know anything. Like Ben Shapiro you can have a debate with and he actually knows some stuff. He's full of bullshit, but he knows some stuff. She's just talk really fast and loud. That's it. And it's a guilty pleasure to watch her get like, you know, like, Dom Mukhtar getting owned, part 5, or you know.
Oh,
I hate influencer politicians in general.
Yeah, that's.
We appeal to the kids of these days.
Oh, that sounded cringy.
For real.
Here's what my group on sent me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Only one other one is from the United States. The rest of them from everywhere else.
Make
Hashtag MAGA. It really ties everything together, the hashtag MAGA.
Yeah.
Wow, that's...
Our last session was chaos.
Avernus! Fuck yeah! Coming to save the motherfucking day!
Avernus.
Hey man, Avernus is awesome. What are you talking about?
I don't know, never been there.
It's a lot of work, is what it is.
I'm sure it is. But yeah.
Right, we Audi then, boys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good night.
See you guys.
Have a good night, fellas.
Alright.
Goodbye.
See you in 2 weeks.